Hey guys, I got a little helper here to demonstrate one of the AI tools that we've got. We're going to cover a lot of AI tools, aren't we, Mason? Yeah. So Mason's going to help me out real quick with demonstrating the power of Krisp, which is my audio noise cancellation AI tool. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to set him down and he's going to start making noises for us. What are you going to be doing? Can you show him? You're going to be clapping? Yeah, just like that. That's what he's going to be doing, all right? But you're going to do it loud, right? So they can hear. Come back over here and do it over here, bud. He's still going, but you're not hearing it. I live with this all day, every day, and I love it. It's great, but it's not great for all of you in meetings. So we've made some adjustments. Krisp AI is uh, uses AI to kind of like a compressor or condenser in audio software to get background noises out of there because it's only picking up ranges that are or audio that's loud enough. But even if it's loud enough, it gets rid of it. Like what's really interesting, I don't know if it's going to do this, but we'll give it a shot. If I make a really high like boom sound like this, oftentimes it cuts all of that out too, because it's not consistent with how I talk and present myself. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Or if I change my voice, it keeps it sometimes. But you just never know what you're going to get with it because it is kind of been trained for years. I've been using this product for about 5 years now. It is kind of trained on my voice. So I'm gonna let Mason out of here, and then we'll get back into covering some more topics. Thank you, bud. That was so good. So good. Appreciate you so much. Wow. Well, that was fun. So let's talk about Krisp real quick. So what does Krisp do? Let's go to the pricings feature here in Chrome. So it's krisp.ai is their URL. And for pricing, they have a free version. It gives you unlimited transcripts and recordings. It gives you 60 minutes a day of noise cancellation. So if you have more than 60 minutes of meetings per day, it's not going to work out for you as far as like noise canceling every single meeting for you. You get two a day AI notes and action items. So essentially you can wire up your audio, both your input and your outputs to it, and it will transcribe the entire meeting and make action items for you based on what it gathered from the meeting, which is for me been very helpful and pretty successful. And then you have a 7-day meeting history. And all these other things. Now, if you need more than this, all you got to do is upgrade to $8 a month and you get more. And if your work is willing to pay for it, you can get SOC 2, you can get SSO, you can get manager view, admin controls, and all of that for $15 a month if you pay yearly per seat, which honestly isn't too bad. Given a lot of the other softwares that are out there for note taking. Now, the reason I really like Krisp is compared to all the other note takers, these guys also provide noise cancellation. And what's really cool, if I open up the tools real quick again, you'll see I can also noise cancel the speaker. So I'm if someone I'm talking to is an environment and they haven't paid for Krisp, I can take the benefit of Krisp and cut out their background noise for them for myself. It won't affect anyone else, but I can do that so that I'm not hearing as much background noise for them, which is kind of cool. And it also helps out with the whole AI thing. So, um, anywho, I think that is all we're going to cover on Krisp. Krisp has been probably the first AI tool that I started using it in 2020 for noise cancellation when we all started working at home a lot more, and it has been great to work with. So moving on, the next thing I want to talk about are these. This is one half of my keyboard that I use. It's not a cheap keyboard. It retails for around $400 for the Bluetooth version, which is what I've got so that I can be wirelessly connected. It's ergonomic. I don't know if you can see this, but the keys are straight up and down instead of staggered. It's got some curvature to it. If I rotate it, you can see the curvature there. So the idea is I type a lot and I don't want to end up with carpal tunnel or other fatigue from typing. So I wanted to make sure that it is simple. However, typing's still one of my least favorite things to do. So with the help of some other tooling, I have moved to this guy is my main input device. It is my mouse with this trackball here. It's got several keys on it. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 keys on it. And through those 9 keys, I can do pretty much everything I need to do on a day-to-day basis without using a keyboard. And that's all possible because of another tool that we're going to go over, which is SuperWhisper. SuperWhisper is got a beta on Windows that's going on right now, and their free version is not too bad either. So if I don't know where to find their pricing model here. Here, so they have two options: $8.50 a month, or $8.85 a year. So they're giving you 2 free months, which is pretty common. Or you can pay lifetime. But what you get out of this is basic features. So like you get unlimited use of their small AI models, which are running locally, 15 minutes of recordings to use in all the pro features. And you get 2 weeks of pro for free when starting, so you can kind of test it out. It supports up to 100 plus languages, and you also get custom prompt controls. So I'm gonna open up this tool and kind of showcase a little bit of what it does. If you've been watching my other videos, you've seen me use it at kind of a low level or high level of just like constantly talking at it, and it then pastes in the response. But I'm going to show you some other things that I haven't showcased that you can do with it, which are fairly helpful. So let's jump into it. Hold on. Before we jump into it, there is one other thing I want to call out. I do, this is not an AI tool, but I do use a tool called Carabiner Elements, which essentially is a key mapper on Mac, but it key maps per device. And so I've been trying to find an alternative on Windows, and the only one that I've really found is Auto Hotkey, but that like requires a lot of programming, and it's not really been my favorite from that perspective. But I also know that Microsoft Windows has their Power Toys um, tool set, which probably has some key mapping features in it and might be able to do it per device. But what this allows me to do is say like these buttons that are like media buttons, like play, next, back, or like up volume or down volume. I can hijack these buttons for other things like mission control, or I use the play button to open up Krisp and close it. So you can do a lot of different things when you program these guys to do more. You can also do layers, which is kind of cool. So you can hold a button, and because you've held a button, now all of the other buttons are a different button. But if you just click the button, that button still behaves the same way. So there's just some stuff that I've been playing with over time, and have come to really like the idea of becoming less tethered to a keyboard ergonomically, and getting something that like just fits in the palm of my hand and feels really good ergonomically, like a PlayStation controller, because they're the best ergonomic controllers ever created. Sorry, Xbox people. So let's go back to SuperWhisper real quick, and let's dive into some of its core features here that I like. So I've got SuperWhisper installed, and I'm going to open up its settings, and it has an update right now, and we're going to tell it to remind me later. So within these settings, you'll see that I have a default and 2 email options, which are silly that we have 2 email options, but we'll talk about this. So what I'm going to do is create a new mode just to showcase what's going on here. And you'll see that I've got voice, message, email, notes, super, meeting, and custom. So all of these are kind of interesting. What they do is they take my dictation, then output a slightly different source. So I can click on them and kind of see what they're focused on. So this one's focused on messages. This one's focused on email, and it's using 4.0 Mini in the cloud to make that transition, which is great. So I can come all the way here to custom, and what's cool about custom is I can change the prompt. So just to showcase the power of this and kind of what you can do, I can come in here, change prompt, and I'm going to say, I would like everything that I provide in this snippet to be cleaned up and reorganized and turned into a markdown formatting. But I'd also like it to have a cool, hip surfer vibe to it, so that it captures kind of like the California beach lingo, or potentially like an Australian surfer lingo. So kind of take your pick there, but I want it to have a little bit of fun and excitement based on the input. So now I've provided a custom prompt to it. So when I use this one, it will do stuff. Now I can add examples of voice input and AI output that show the AI kind of what it's supposed to do as well. So I can add an example here. The input is, hey man, that was really cool. Thanks for showing me. All the thank yous. That's also really cool that it, all the white space, it gets just a whole bunch of thank you. And then let's just say I wanted to output something like greeting. I don't know. Hey dude, that was totally righteous. I don't even know what I'm trying to get at here. Thanks for the exhibition. I don't that's what I'm going for. Is I want it to do like markdowny things based on my input. So now we have the mode selected, and just to showcase this, I can open up we'll open up notes. Let's try this out. So when I open up cursor, I'm going to change it from the default to this custom one, which was our surfer, and just be like, a long time ago, dinosaurs ruled the earth, but now humans do. And there's an extinction level event on its way that threatens the human population. That's an intro for my new book. So let's see what it got for us here. Intro to the epic tale. Dude, picture this, a gnarly time long ago when dinosaurs cruised the earth, ruling the waves and the land, but fast forward to today, and guess what? Humans are the big kahunas now. But hold onto your surfboards, because there's a killer extinction level event barreling our way, threatening all of humankind. It's like Mother Nature is throwing down the ultimate challenge, and we gotta ride this wave or wipe out. Stay stoked for an epic adventure. So I didn't talk like that, but I prompted it to return stuff like that. So I could give it more direction, different direction, and have like my emails always be in this flavor, right? I could give it more direction, and I didn't tell it to be to like have a markdown fill, but it did its best to create a markdown fill in its output. So anyway, that's all we're going to cover today. I could go more into this, but the power of SuperWhisper, I think, is unparalleled to any other dictation tool, because you can give it prompts and coach it on how it should reply given certain scenarios. I also want to call out that those scenarios can be based on different applications or addresses and websites that you have open that you're focused on. So for example, my email tool always chooses the email option when I'm in my Outlook tool. That's all we're going to cover today. It's been fun. I hope you enjoyed the video, and just buckle up for this gnarly wave. We'll catch you next time.